So it looks like we're getting an additional glimpse into what's going on with Strixhaven, as there has been another Strixhaven leak. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. My friends, I hope you're having an excellent day. I am dealing with the staggering amount of background noise that is in this basement environment. It's been absolutely intense today. So we have another Strixhaven leak to cover. Now, I do actually just want to cover that in the previous Strixhaven leak video I didn't have the accurate information in terms of the concept behind Strixhaven. The leak information was perfectly fine, but I was calling the plane of existence Strixhaven, right? Because that's what I thought we were dealing with. I thought that Strixhaven was supposed to be the name of the plane, and it was a big sprawling plane that was supposed to be essentially just this massive wizard school. But I was wrong about that. Apparently what it's supposed to be is Strixhaven is a wizard's academy that is located on a plane that we either haven't been told the name of, or it's somehow nestled on a plane we already know but haven't encountered. And I'm pretty sure it's actually just on a brand new plane. But I did want to cover that point since I had said the incorrect information in the previous video. So today's leak that we've got comes to us courtesy of a Danish website called Spilferisningen. And I'm sure that I butchered the pronunciation, but what we've got here is essentially another one of those little like marketing blurb kind of situations. So it says, "Welcome to Strixhaven, School of Mages. Here you will study magic under one of the 5 colleges." Now, bear in mind that this is, as far as I understand, an actual translation because this was a Danish website, so they may not be called colleges. We may have a little bit of wiggle room in terms of the English descriptors used for them. So, you know what, let me just start from the beginning here. "Welcome to Strixhaven School of Mages. Here you will study magic under one of the 5 colleges: Silver Quill, Lorehold, Prismari, Witherbloom, and Quandrix. Each dorm represents one of magic's 2 color combinations, each with their own personality and mechanics. Learn from the best professors and explore Strixhaven's huge library." So, while I did mention that this is a translation, the names of the actual little colleges, I guess we'll just use that terminology since they're using it here, the names of the colleges is not a translation. These are the actual 5 names of the different wizards, factions, affiliations, whatever you want to call them. Those 5 names are actually the accurate names. So again, they are Silverquill, Lorehold, Prismari, Witherbloom, and Quandrix. Okay, so that information is set. And also the fact that they are 2 color combinations is set. And in the previous video, we did actually talk about the possibilities, and I have to say that I was wrong because I did list the 2 color combination as the most likely, as the most unlikely of the combinations we would see. I originally thought it would either be monocolored school groupings or tricolored school groupings. Although some people did rightfully point out that they could have done the schools with each of them having 4 colors and each of these colleges being defined by the color that's missing from them. And that is an interesting concept I hadn't considered, but ultimately we know that that's not the case. So we're dealing with 2 color combinations. Now, if you take the fact that it says 2 color combinations and combine that with a little bit of information you can somewhat glean from the names, it does actually seem like these are most likely going to be enemy color pairings, right? So you're going to be looking at things like blue-red, white-black, stuff like that. That's the scenario. Now, the reason that I say that is because out of all these names, honestly, most of them don't really have anything that feels automatically like pops into your head. Like when you hear Silverquill, the noise, it's driving me crazy. Okay, so Silverquill, Lorehold, Prismari, and Quandrix all don't instantly speak a concept into your mind the same way that Witherbloom does. Witherbloom to me feels like the most distinct name in terms of evoking two colors. I'll give you a second to think for yourself. When I say Witherbloom, what are the two colors that pop into your mind? For me, and I'm guessing most Magic players, that's going to be a black-green comparison, right? Or I should say combination. Witherbloom, right? You've got the wither part, which clearly ties into black magic, decay, all of that sort of stuff. And then you've got bloom, which is a nature concept, right? That is things growing and whatever. So I do like the fact that the name itself is like somewhat contradictory. It's a paradoxical sort of name where it's like, wait, are you withering or are you blooming? And that definitely has a very green-black feel. Now, I will say that obviously I'm making some suppositions here, right? It's not like this is a guaranteed sort of scenario, but it does appear that we're going to be dealing with 5 two-color combinations, enemy colors, and Witherbloom is what I'm basing that on. So looking at the other names off the top of my head, I feel like Quandrix would most likely, these names, most of them feel like they have blue in them, right? So Quandrix definitely feels like a blue name. And for me, I feel like that would actually be the black-blue combination. That's just the vibe that it gives me. Silver Quill feels like, yeah, it's hard. Lorehold feels like green-blue, right? And Prismari feels like it would be white-red, possibly. You know, that's the vibe. So Lorehold feels green-blue to me. Prismari feels white-red. Quandrix feels, wait, did I say black-blue? Those aren't enemy colors. That wouldn't make sense, right? So, see, I'm even getting tripped up here looking at it. Honestly, the names don't really scream anything obvious to me. Witherbloom is one. Green-black feels obvious with that. And Lorehold being the whole, like, building up and growing of knowledge does have a green-blue feel to it based on a lot of the stuff we've seen for green-blue is like, draw a card, play a land. It does seem, you know, we've had a number of cards that fit into that sort of vibe. So for me, Witherbloom and Lorehold feel pretty easy to nail down. Maybe Silver Quill could be your white-black combination, although I'm saying that more through process of elimination than anything. Maybe Quandrix is actually blue-red, right? Because blue-red is been used for things like the Izzet Guild in Ravnica, and the Izzet Guild is about like magical experimentation and getting a little wild. Like blue is all about seeking knowledge, right? Gaining magical power through increasing your arcane studies. And red is more chaotic and less patient, less studious. So Quandrix sounds like quandary, right? And so it just feels like, it just gives me that vibe overall of a red-blue scenario. But ultimately, we break it down. We've got the 5 houses that are coming, and it does, or how, well, whatever they're going to call them. Maybe they won't call them houses, right? Either way, so we've got the world of Strixhaven coming, where, no, not the world of Strixhaven. The world Strixhaven exists on, and we have 5 different colored schools. Now, it does actually make me wonder if maybe there will be another school of mages as well that encompasses the 5 other color combinations, essentially allied colors. But I do like the idea of a school of mages that's based all on enemy color pairings, because it feels counterintuitive. The way that things work normally is the friendly allied colors in Magic, it's supposed to be easier to put those colors together because their essences are more alike as opposed to diametrically opposed. Like green and black are diametrically opposed. Like nature and life and death and decay are very oppositely composed. So combining those together isn't as obvious. It's not something that would be as easy to do. And it makes me wonder if the world that Strixhaven is located on, is that a world where mages just naturally have an affinity for opposing forces? Or does Strixhaven choose the individuals that have a special level of magical adeptness? Is the world set up in a way where the majority of people who exist in that world are adept at and can only use allied colors of magic together, but the School of Mages is specifically selected, like they go out and find students that show special affinities that defy all logic because they're opposite. Witherbloom, you know, at the same concept. So I like that. It adds an interesting twist to it that makes me really want to know what the underlying flavor and nature of the world that Strixhaven exists on is. Obviously, I talked in the previous leak video about how I'm a huge fan of mage academies and that kind of concept. So I'm very much looking forward to see what is coming down the pike, which is, by the way, a real expression. Every time I say down the pike, people keep thinking I mean down the pipe, but I'll take this moment to clarify. Down the pike is a genuine expression. Look it up if you didn't know. Okay, so thanks for coming by, my friends. Names of my most girthiest patrons swinging on by on the screen. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace for now.